Hey folks, Rob here. And if you watched the last video, I left a lot hanging there. I really didn't go. I left y'all hanging. So anyway, the story was, the guy's trying to evict us from the property. Now, this is a legal land contract. It was drawn up. It was signed. It is in both my daughter and my ex-son-in-law's name. It was signed. It was notarized by all parties. It is a legal document. So it is a legal land contract. And in the state of Kentucky, a legal land contract cannot be treated like just a simple eviction through the local courts. You can't do it. In Kentucky, the Supreme Court ruled long ago that a land contract that is legal has the same validity as if you went to a bank or a lender and you borrowed money. Who holds a note is irrelevant in Kentucky. So the attorney says the eviction was illegal, and he has sent out a letter to this individual letting him know that his attempt to evict is an illegal action, and if he pursues it any further with the local courts, that he will be committing a illegal act. His only recourse is to and she's not out of the woods by any means. This doesn't mean it's over. This just means that we've looked at our options, and now my daughter's been here 5 years. She has never missed a payment. She has it set up through her bank that on the 3rd of every month, they cut a check and it is sent directly to this individual. And so he receives a check from the bank for the land payment every month. And once a year in June, she pays the year's insurance every year. And she has for the past 5 years. And in every end of the year, she has paid the property taxes on the property. So she is in no way, by any means, in violation of the contract. Now, the attorney says that the way the contract is written, that my criminal in jail there can't legally sign over his part, or it can't go anywhere because according to the contract, both of them would have to sign, and she's not going to sign. She's going to fight this. She's done made it clear that if she has to sell everything she owns, she's going to fight it now. And of course, we asked the lawyer, okay, what if he decides he's going to try and foreclose? Well, he has no reason to foreclose. She's never missed a payment. Taxes are paid. Insurance is paid. There is absolutely no grounds for him to stand on for foreclosure. So if he attempts to foreclose, and this is all laid out in the letter, if he attempts to foreclose, then we will file proceedings to have it thrown out because it's an invalid foreclosure request. He can't do it. He would have to prove in court that we are in violation of the contract. My daughter's in violation of the contract in order to proceed with foreclosure. And we all know that foreclosures probably cost the banks a lot of money, a lot of lawyers, and a lot of time and a lot of fees. And if this individual is willing to go that route, let him spend his money. Let him hire his lawyers. Because she's gonna keep paying that payment every month, just like she has been for the last 5 years. You're going to keep paying that property tax and insurance. And, you know, I hope he accepts his payments, because, you know, if he gets the big idea that he's going to refuse payments, legal tender for a debt, it might not go so well in his favor either. So the battle's not over. If he's smart, he'll back down. He'll cease and desist. You know, he's making a pretty good profit. He's, you know, from what she paid for this property and what he will regain at the end of the note is more than double what the asking price was. But, you know, the whole thing of it is he's has seen an opportunity. You know, they bought this place that was growed up over your head, full of junk boats. There was probably 50 or 60 rotted down boats in here, briar patches. You couldn't even drive in here. The units were all, you couldn't even get to them. I mean, it was a junkyard. And now he thinks he's going to swoop in, and it's got water, it's got sewer, it's been leveled out, it's been made livable. It's by no means a man. It's a redneck kind of place. It's not, you know, it ain't no house in Beverly Hills. It's a Eastern Kentucky, you know. But, you know, and of course in the contract, he had it in the contract too that, you know, her mobile home was paid for when she moved it in here, and she paid him to move it here. But in the contract, he would get to keep that as part of a default. And not only that, but any other improvements. And I know what he's thinking. You know, he's like, all right, I'll take her trailer. You know, I got my building sitting here, my couple buildings. You know, I'm going to end up with all that. You know, I'm going to get it all. But, you know, my stuff's in my name and it's rent to own. And all I got to do is call them people and they'll come get that. So to think, and you know, these are portable buildings. They are not, these are movable objects. It ain't like I built the foundation and put a structure on it. Nah, they're movable. Truck can back in, have these out of here in 30 minutes. So, but that's my thinking of where he's at. You know, I'll swoop in, I'll leave him a nasty note. She'll just buckle over and leave, and I'll swoop in and I'll reap the benefits of all the improvements, and I'll sell it or whatever, and I'll make me a big profit. I'll own their trailer. I'll own their, yeah. I think that's, you know, it's not enough that this guy is already doubling his money on the thing. He wants to swoop in and steal. That's basically what it is. He's a thief that wants to swoop in and steal and take advantage of somebody who is already in a hard place because of circumstances. You know, she just had surgery. My daughter just had surgery, like a few days before this happened. So here she's she's off work trying to recover from surgery, and you got some scumbag trying to swoop in with some pervert jailbird and rob her blind. It's basically what it amounts to. And but the attorney has sent out a letter, cease and desist, and he assures us if he goes any further, you know, as long as she's paying the payments, and nothing he can do. I mean, there's just nothing he can do. He can spend money, he can hire lawyers, he can do whatever he wants, but it'll just get thrown out of court because she is in no way in violation of the contract. The lawyer read over the contract and every little thing in it, and it's pretty airtight. As long as she does what she's supposed to do, he has nowhere to go. So hopefully he's a smart enough man to know he's probably fighting an expensive battle, if nothing else, a long battle, because I guarantee you a foreclosure can take a long time. Just saying, it could take a long time. And during that process, if he gets just real shitty, it could take a long time and he wouldn't see a penny coming his way. So anyway, but that's not what the lawyer advised. Lawyers like, just keep paying, keep paying, keep paying. As long as you're paying, insurance is paid, property tax is paid, you're paying the payment, ain't a damn thing he can do. So anyway, guys, I didn't mean to leave you hanging on the last video. I guess I kind of didn't go into what we had found out today. So I thank God that, and yeah, I prayed on this and prayed that my daughter would not lose what she's worked so hard to get. The kid has had it's been a rough enough life, and she's already got took by one con man first husband who done her pretty much the same way, took everything she had. She ended up paying still paying for things that he done, and she's still paying for it, where he walked away and found him another woman, and he walked away scot-free, and she ended up with all the bills because he didn't work either. He was a piece of shit as well. So guys, if you got daughters and they're married piece of shits, I can sympathize with you, because I don't know what's wrong with young girls these days. Seems like the bigger piece of shit they're around, a good man, a good young man will get passed up a dozen times, and a piece of shit will be picked every time. Anyway, and of course I was talking about, my retiring, and I did have plans on possibly, and I had I am going to go to the Philippines at some point. And I was planning that for after the first year. I was going to retire, and, go to the Philippines, check it out, see if it's somewhere I want to be, maybe start over there. I'm going there. Now, yeah, I'll be there. So it ain't going to happen this month, because I planned on actually, let's see, I was going to work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week, tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday was to be my last day at work, but because of all this, I've had to reconsider. So probably be January, if everything stays the same and everything goes back to maybe retire January 1 and take a trip to the Philippines in February. So anyway, guys, that's what's going on. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Until the next video, we'll see you guys later.